everyone! So this past weekend I attended VidCon, and if you do not know what VidCon is, it is a YouTube convention in Anaheim, California, where you can have the opportunity to meet your favorite YouTubers, meet others in the YouTube community, and basically it's just a YouTube fest. And last year I attended VidCon as well, so if you would like to see my vlog from there, I will have a link to it in the down bar below. And this year I attended VidCon with my friend Janine, who I went with last year, my friend Gabby, my best friend Sabrina, and my friend Jacob. And this year was definitely not the same as last year, most likely due to the fact that they increased the number of tickets from 12,000 to approximately 20,000 people, and that like 6,000 to 8,000 people made a huge difference. That's all I have to say. It was not the same, but in the end I did have a fun time. I did enjoy myself. I did not have the opportunity to vlog because I would have nothing to vlog basically, because mostly all I did was walk around and try to meet YouTubers or just waited in a line, so it wouldn't have been enjoyable for you guys to watch. So I decided this year to just tell you my experience and what happened, and then at the end of this video I will have all of my pictures of who I met. So let's get started. So day one of VidCon, I got there around 11 o'clock because nothing really started until 1. The British boys, which were Alfie, Casper, Jim, Joe, and Marcus, were having a photo signing at 1 o'clock. So based on my experience from last year, I thought that we'd get there around 11 and we would be able to wait in line and be able to meet them. But that was not the case this year. We got there and it was like a huge mob in the signing hall. Like, there were just tons of people trying to get in the lines and all the lines were closed, so it was just chaotic. And I guess they ended up closing the signing halls like probably in the middle of the day because there were just so many people. So after that disappointment, we decided that we were just going to walk around, and we ended up walking in the hotel lobby, but it was just kind of crazy, and we ended up waiting outside of the little like exit entrance because we found out that's where some of the YouTubers came out of, and I was able to see Connor in a mob. I wasn't able to meet him. I just got to see him in a mob. I was actually really close. And then I saw a mob of Ricky, which I have a picture of that as well. And then we were walking around. I saw Acacia Brindley, and I don't know why people were mobbing her. No offense to her. She's not my favorite. And then we just kept walking around. We went through the expo hall, and I was able to go to the 17 Network booth, which I am a huge fan of 17 magazine, if you guys did not know that. And I was able to do like the little VidCon magazine cover, which I'll insert the picture right now. So that was a fun experience, being able to talk to a couple of the people, and I had fun at that booth. And then we just continued to walk around and try and find as many YouTubers as we could, and I was able to meet Jared and Angelina and Morgan Demiola inside of the kind of like the lobby of the convention center. And then I was just continuing to walk around, and it was just a bunch of walking around going on and trying, if we saw a YouTuber, we'd chase them, which is a bad decision. Oh god, I hated that. And then we were walking around, and what else did we do? We decided that we were going to go to the Kia main stage to see Tyler and I think not Jack and Finn, just Tyler and John and Hank Green on the main stage, but that was too busy, so we decided to leave and go to the Hollywire red carpet stage where Tyler Oakley was going to do interviews, TROYE SIVAN, John and Hank Green, Jack and Finn Harry's. So we were waiting for that. I got to see Jenna Marbles, which I did not expect her to be there, TROYE SIVAN, who is just the cutest little thing ever, Tyler Oakley and Hannah Hart did an interview, and then we were waiting for Jack and Finn, and they did not end up showing up, which was kind of really sad because those are like, I hadn't seen them yet, and I really wanted to see them because I guess Jack was held up at the airport due to his passport issues. So that was kind of sad. So we ended up just continue walking around, and that was basically it. That was VidCon day 1 summed up in walking and trying to meet YouTubers. So VidCon day 2, I woke up and I got an email from VidCon saying that we could line up for the 10 o'clock signings at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, well, that's not going to happen. So I decided to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning to try and get in line for Zoella's signing at 10, and her signing was closed before I got there. Supposedly it closed at 6:30 in the morning. I was like, well, okay, guess no signings for today. So we ended up going into the hotel lobby because we were going to see if we can meet anyone, because the day before they closed the hotel lobby like midday, so you couldn't even get any like Starbucks or anything like that. So we decided we'll get there early, and I waited in line to get some food at Starbucks because I was starving. The day before I didn't eat anything, so I was like, I have to eat today. I have to eat. So Sabrina and Jacob decided to go kind of ride the elevator and see who they could meet, and then Janine and Gabby ended up meeting up with us they ended up meeting up with me when I was in line for Starbucks, and they went and saw Bethany Moda, and I would have gone out of line, but I really was hungry and I needed food, and I met her last year, so I was kind of okay with not meeting her. And then after we got our Starbucks, we kind of met up with Sabrina and Jacob in like this little like couch. It was like a little lobby outside of the elevators, and it turned out that they were staying there to see the YouTubers, and I didn't want to do that because you couldn't get up. Like, the security were really strict at VidCon. Like, it's not even funny how strict they were. So Gabby and I decided that we were going to wait in line to get into the convention center because it was approximately around 9 o'clock, soon to be 9 o'clock, and we were going to we wanted to see the Jack and Finn panel, but turns out that we weren't able to go because the line to get into the convention center was so long. So we ended up going to the ballroom to the Michelle Phan Q&A, which was currently going on, and wait for the Tyler Oakley Q&A. So we watched Michelle Phan's Q&A, Tyler Oakley's Q, and slay, gotta say that. And then right after Tyler Oakley's was the Awesomeness TV's Q&A, and then I ended up with Sabrina and Jacob, and we decided we were walking around, and this guy was like, who's a Nash Grier fan? So Sabrina and I are kind of big Nash Grier fans. We think he's really attractive, and so we went up to him and we're like, what, you said Nash Grier fans? And he said that Nash's manager was being a very rude person. He said an inappropriate word that I will not say. That Nash's manager was being a very rude person, and he told us that Nash and Cameron were staying at this hotel on this certain floor. So we walked over to the hotel because fangirls, we have to see if they're telling the truth. So we ended up at the hotel, and I was talking to someone, and then I turned and looked, and I saw Nash and Cameron running in bread suits and girls chasing after them. And I was really confused, but then I was also shocked because there was Nash and Cameron. I've met Cameron plenty of times, but I've never seen Nash in person. So I was kind of like shocked, so I videotaped it. And then I turned and looked to my right, and I see Sabrina inside the lobby taking a picture with Nash. And I was just kind of like, oh, bad timing, and it was just kind of crazy and everything. But I was really happy that Sabrina got to meet Nash because she loves him, and it's such a cute picture. So Sabrina got to meet Nash, and after that we kind of were just like walking around. So then Sabrina and I wanted to meet Jack Dale. I wanted to meet him. That was like my goal for that day. And so he said that he was doing a meetup at 4 o'clock. So we found out where his meetup was, and when I finally had the chance to meet him, there was Luke. It's like Luke. I think his name was Luke. There was a couple other guys with Jack, and I had no idea who they were. I felt bad, but I really wanted to meet Jack. So the Luke guy came up and hugged me, and then Jack, so I said hi to Luke, and then I saw Jack, and so Jack came up and hugged me, and I said hi, and then he did like a little spin, and I did not expect that spin. Sabrina said my phone was spazzing out, or she would have gotten a picture of it. My face probably looked like I was terrified because I was not expecting him to spin me, but he was really sweet. His hug was amazing. Like, if you can get a Jack Dale hug, you should try and get one. It's like, oh god, can't even put it in words, but it's a amazing hug. So then we ended up ended up just walking around after we got to meet Jack, and I really wanted to go to the VidCon festival. So Cole Plante was like the first kind of DJ, and he was really good. And then after a while it got kind of boring, so Sabrina and I decided to sit in the convention center and just kind of relax because I had the bad decision of wearing sandals. Not doing that ever again. Suggestion, do not ever wear sandals to a convention center unless you're not planning to walk around. So we were sitting, and then I saw Brent Revere walking, and I got to say hi to him, and that was basically it. And then I ended up going home. So day 3 of VidCon, I decided that I was not going to walk around. I was kind of tired of walking around. My feet were hurting, and it was the last day of VidCon, and I was like, okay, TROYE SIVAN has a signing at 3 o'clock. I'm just going to wait in line, meet him, and there was also a how-to Vine panel that I really, really wanted to go to, but I was thinking, oh, if I get there early, I would get to meet Troy around before 3:30, go really fast, and then I can go to the How to Vine, or if I'm late to the How to Vine, that's okay. Well, that was not the case. I got to the convention center at 7:30, and 7:30, and the convention center didn't open until 9, so I had to wait from 7:30 to 9 to get into the convention center. As soon as I got in, I kind of like walked really fast to get in line for Troy. So I was like, okay, good, I'm like the first 200 people, this should be fine. So I waited in line and I got to meet people along the way, which were really nice, and it was really cool meeting other people. And then Troy came out at 3. And so I was like, okay, maybe like 5 o'clock I'll be able to meet him and then I can go home, because I was like, I have nothing else to do, I'm just going to go home. So then 5 o'clock came, 5:30 came, 6 o'clock came, and we're like, oh my gosh, he still has a lot of people left, and his cutoff was at 7, so I was freaking out because I thought I'm not going to be able to meet him. I spent my entire day waiting in line and I'm not going to be able to meet him. So the security guard told us that he talked to Troy, and Troy said that he wants to meet everyone. He's not going to cut anyone off. So if we wanted to meet him, we can only get 1 picture with him. And I thought that's what people were getting, and I was wondering why I was going so slow. I finally get to meet Troy. I gave him a hug, tell them that I've been waiting to meet him, and he said, thank you for waiting. He said I smelled nice, like TROYE SIVAN saying I smell nice. Like, what more could you ask for? And then I got my picture with him. He was really nice, great hug. Very nice hug, and he's so tall. So cute. And so that was basically the end of VidCon day 3 and all of VidCon. And yeah, so I went home after that. And then I was waiting for my picture with Troy, because they give you a card because they take the picture for you to get the process to go faster, which I understand. And when after the 2 hours, you're supposed to see your photo. So when I put in my code, there was only 11 pictures and none of them were of me and him. So I was kind of freaking out, just stressing out, because I was like, I waited 10 hours and I did not have my picture with him, so I was freaking out, I was upset. And then my friend posted a picture of him and I said, what was your code? And her code was 32JA. So I was like, okay, mine was 32JB. Okay, that was the difference. 1 letter difference, A and B. So I ended up putting her code in and I found my picture. And I was really happy that I had my picture, because I was freaking out. 10 hours wasted, don't have my picture with him. But I got my picture and it was all good in the end. So overall, VidCon was not what I expected from last year, and unless they decrease the amount of people, I will most likely not be going back, because that was just way too many people the security was crazy. You couldn't meet your favorite. It was really hard to meet your favorite YouTubers unless you wanted to wait hours upon hours in order to meet them, but it was a fun experience. The best part about VidCon is that you get to meet people. I love meeting new people, and so I really enjoyed that aspect of VidCon. And if you guys ended up going, I would love to hear your experiences, so you guys can leave that in the comment below. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Sorry it was so long, but if it was a vlog, it probably would have been longer. And then subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I am having a giveaway coming up soon, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Not really her style, and they all got the same heartbeat, but hers is falling behind.